An interval tells us about the relationship between two pitches. A set of two pitches in music is referred to as a dyad. Any dyad can be inverted. When we think of inverting something in a general sense, we think of the act of reversing a relationship between two objects or turning something upside down. In music, inversion is the process by which two pitches of a dyad swap their general location on the staff. The lower pitch can be placed above the higher pitch, or vice versa. Let's complete a few interval inversion examples. Here is a per fifth between C and G. Let's invert this dyad so that the C changes from being the lowest pitch to being the highest pitch. When we invert a dyad, the interval between the two pitches changes. What was previously a perfect fifth is now a perfect fourth. What would happen if we had changed the position of the G instead of the C, so that G is moved from being the highest to the lowest pitch in the dyad? Again, the interval between the two pitches changes. What was previously a perfect fifth is again a perfect fourth. What about a perfect interval? What would happen if we inverted the dyad between E flat and G? This interval is a major third. If we invert the E so that it's now above the G, the interval between the two pitches changes from a major third to a minor sixth. What about a diminished or augmented interval? Let's invert the dyad that makes up the interval of a diminished seventh between D sharp and C. If we move the C so that it's now below the D sharp, the interval between the two pitches changes from an augmented seventh to a diminished second. A pattern emerges in all of these examples. First, when we invert a dyad, the original general interval size changes to the sum of 9 minus the original interval size. 5 became 4, 3 became 6, and 7 became 2. Also, when we invert a dyad, the quality of the interval changes to the opposite of the original interval. Perfect remained perfect, minor became major, and diminished became augmented. From this pattern, you can determine the interval for any dyad inversion without having to notate the pitches on the staff.